All right. Okay. So, which one of you would like to have your work reviewed?
So me.
All right, Vedika. So there is a small term. Okay, you have to share your screen and show us your attempt. All right. And whoever is asking for the review, I would want you to at least you should have rated self-evaluated your work, and you also should have self-evaluated at least 3 or 4 other student works. All right, because then it makes sense that I review your work. So there are, I think, 4 or 5 questions for UG. So 1 question per student we will review. Okay, after that, let's go to the PG students. If any of the PG students want to get them reviewed, it's the same process. All right. Please ensure that you have self-evaluated your work and also peer evaluated at least 4 or 5 student works. All right. Okay. So we have 1 hour of time. So let us try to cover as much as possible so that you can probably relate the feedback that I'm giving to these students, and then you can extrapolate and apply to your respective works as well. Okay. So Vedika, yeah. All right, Veda, I think the results.
Sir, I'm reviewing other students.
All right, I did not get that, Vedika.
Sir, I'm reviewing other students and
sure,
then I
sure.
will.
Okay. All right. Okay. So whoever has finished the reviewing, please share that. Okay. So Veda, for your question, when are we going to get the results? So it might take a little more time. Okay. And so once they are ready, we will be publishing those results. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So anybody who wants to go for their work review?
Sir, right now is it UG or PG?
Oh yes, it is live on YouTube. Yes.
No. I'm saying, is it for you're asking for undergraduate or postgraduate? Because
All right. Okay. So we can start off with undergraduate to begin with. Then we go to the postgraduate.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Nobody else? Nobody wants to go forward?
Sir, can I try?
Yes, Chaitanya. All right. So let us review one question. The first question of, or you choose the question, Chaitanya, whichever question you want to have a detailed feedback, let us know.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then you can share your screen. Okay.
Sir, is it visible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So,
okay, which question you want me to review?
So I think yes, sir, this one.
Question 4. All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So render and describe how the following places will be next 60 years. How the following places, so all the 3. Divide A4 sheet into 3 equal spaces. I show you and draw them. Evaluation of criteria, clarity of idea presentation, written explanation, product aesthetics, composition, rendering quality. All right. Okay. Let us see concept 1. Have you self-evaluated your work?
Yes, I did.
All right. So we are talking about 3 spaces. So you have 3 sketches over there. All right. And how much time did you spend on this?
I think I took about 10 or 15 minutes for this one.
10 to 15 minutes. How many marks?
So 15 marks.
15 marks.
Yes, sir.
All right. So can you go up once, please? So totally how many questions, and which question has got the maximum marks here?
So I think the 15 mark ones are the highest. This one and the tennis racket.
10 is
Yeah,
fine.
this one also.
Okay. So I want a small calculation. Okay, so anybody can probably put it in the chat window. Question 1 has how many marks?
12 marks.
Yeah, could somebody please type it in the chat window? Question 1, 10 marks. Question 2, how many marks?
13 marks.
Okay. Is anybody typing? Question 3,
15 marks.
question 1, 10 marks. All right. If I press in, okay. All right, it's going on. Okay. So question 2 is 13 marks. Question 3 is 15 marks.
Yes, sir. Question 4 is also 15 marks.
Question 4 is 15 marks. All right. Then
So question 5 is 5 marks.
question 5 is 5 marks. All right. So first thing first, how much time you have in total?
So I think I finished my theory in like 14 minutes. So I had 2 hours 45 minutes in for sketching.
All right. So let us say you are given 2 hours 30 minutes for this one. Okay, you gain 15 minutes more. That's okay. But so this question 6 also. So there are 6 questions. All right. So how do you divide your time? So you have 60 plus 60, 120 plus 30, 150 minutes, right?
Yes, sir.
Agreed, everyone? 150 minutes. Now, what will be your time segregation for each of these questions?
It'll be dependent on the marks allotted.
It will be dependent on the marks. So, can somebody tell? So, how do you calculate, or how do you basically ensure that the 15 marks question will get more time? Let us look in this way, all right? So, totally, this is for 75 marks, right? 75 marks, right? Total?
Yes.
Yeah. So 150 divided by 75 marks.
So I think it's 70 marks. Sorry.
70 marks, is it? All right.
Yes.
Okay. So 150 divided by 70. 70 marks is for each mark, you should be spending about 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
2.15 minutes. All right. So for 15-minute question mark, how much time you have to spend?
About 30 minutes, sir.
30 minutes. So 30 minutes. 30 minutes for 5 marks, 10 minutes.
Yes, sir.
For 10 marks, 21 minutes. For 12 marks,
24 minutes.
24 minutes. And for 13 marks, 26 minutes
26
approximately, right? Okay. Did you guys follow this method when you are answering these questions? How many of you have followed? Raise your hands. You can use the not the physical raising, but do you have that option of reactions? Yeah, you can use the reactions and let me know if any of you have followed this method. If you have not followed this method, mostly not completely though. All right. So if you have not followed this method, from the next test onwards, I would want you to follow this method. Absolutely critical. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
Chaitanya is saying I spend more time on the 5-mark question. So it's a no-no. Time allocation is the first and the foremost and most important part of your activity, right? Because there's no point on spending more time on 5-mark questions and less time on, if you're spending more time on 5-mark questions, but that means that you have borrowed it from some other question, right? It doesn't make sense. All right. So from next time onwards, please ensure that you follow this time segregation depending on the marks. All right. Now let us. Okay. So which are the ones that you have evaluated, Chaitanya? Which questions did you evaluate?
So I evaluated all the sketches in all the questions.
for other students?
Yes, I did for one
Okay,
of
so for question number 5, I think that's what you wanted, right? Or question number 4?
So question number 4.
Yeah. So can you please go to some of the works where you have evaluated?
Yes, sir.
So this one you have evaluated.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 Go scroll down. Scroll down. All right. Okay. Okay. Now this is very important that you do the evaluation. All right. So what I will do is let me go to my screen. Chaitanya, you can stop sharing the screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So. Okay, let me see. I will be able to access your question or not. I think I should be able to, but let me just check. Let me know your email ID.
So mine, sir.
Yeah.
I'll share it in the chat box.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. All right. Okay, so let me share my screen now. I think this is the one, right? Okay. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Let me try to understand and let me try to evaluate in front of you so that you know what I am able to understand from your sketches. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they were asking about 3 spaces. One of them is hospital, transportation, classrooms, 60 years, in the next 60 years. Okay. There will be air hospitals, mobile hospitals with 4D space for accommodating infinite beds. All right. Flying caps that will help you fly. Umbrella opens when it rains. 60 years from now.
Yes, sir.
Classrooms, robo students exceed human students. 2 are robots, total 30 students. Total 10 students. Okay, total 10 students. So the robot is counting, is it?
Yes, sir. So there are more number of robot children enrolled in schools than human children.
60 years from now.
Yes, sir. Like declining population.
Okay. So classrooms. All right, so hospitals is quite interesting. Okay, so I think this is too far-fetched. 60 years from now, a flying cap that will help you fly, umbrella opens when it rains. I think it is a bit too far-fetched. It is like a fantasy. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so probably how the transportation would be is probably the mostly there'll be more air transport happening, okay, in drones, right? So you can probably find some congested skies and etc. like that, okay? But this seems like straight from some kind of a fantasy book.
Yes, sir.
Okay, might not, it's too far-fetched. A bit too far. Okay, seems probable. Okay. Why should robots go to school?
Sir, I thought that they might need to learn some coding to keep themselves updated.
It is all through transfer of data only, right? Why
Yes,
do they
sir.
have to go to school?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So again, this I don't think it is relevant. I don't think. Okay. Fine. So in terms of your wow factor, so probably I'll give a 5. Relevance to the question, of course, it is relevant. Yeah, uniqueness, I do not know because this is the first time I'm checking your work. So probably I would think over there. Innovative solutions, I would probably think about that. Clarity of idea presentation, clarity is good. Product aesthetics is all right. Ideation can be better. Rendering quality can be better. Written explanation is a bit difficult to read. Okay, but it is all right, self-explanatory, and neatness is somewhere over there. So submit scores. All right, so as per my rating, it is 10 out of 15. You can see you're rated 12 out of 15, and the peer rating is 11 out of 15. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so now you know where you can probably improve on, make the stuff more relevant. I think it is too far-fetched, this one, and this scenario may not exist.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Okay, fine. So any question? Okay, let us quickly look at some of the student works here. All right. So let us check this probably, Ishwar. So airport available, jetpack, $50 per person. Interesting. Enjoy your slight air. It's verified. Auto riding helmet. So he's expecting like these are the special jetpacks that you can hire and then travel. In fact, I feel that yes, jetpacks are possible, and everybody will be having the jetpacks, their own jetpacks probably. I don't think there is a need for hiring, but it's okay. Seems to be all right. Welcome batch of 2090 and 94. It's very interesting. See, he has actually applied. So it is 2022 now, 60 years from now. So it has to be 2082, right? It has to be 2082 to 2084. So why he has given 2090? We are not in 2030. All right. Anyway, so 600, 150, 300, 750 types of, I don't know what is happening here. I think they're giving some answer. It's not very clear. Okay. And I don't think, see, he has given a wire onto plugging into the plug. I don't think we'll be having wires in 2060. Sorry, 60 years from now, 2080. I think the world will be wireless then. It will all be electric. It will be wireless. We already started seeing the mobile phones, right? These are all wireless charging and etc. So I don't think they'll be wired. All right. Notice pre-booking mandatory stem cell connection, life restoration ward. Interesting. So he's thinking about future life, etc. So I think out of these two, wow factor can be all right. Relevance to the question, uniqueness. They are unique, innovative. Clarity of presentation can be better. Product aesthetics is okay. Ideation could have been better. Rendering quality could have been better. Written explanation is okay. Neatness can be better. So let us see some scores. maybe later. All right, so about 9 out of 15. All right, okay, fine. So shall we go to the next student who wants the review? So question number 4 is over. So shall we look into any other question? Somebody has actually raised their, share me their information. Who wants to go next? Ria. Ria, can I have your email ID? And then
Yes.
Kirtina as well. And Nikita as well.
So it's
Share your email.
ria.manu113@gmail.com.
I'll send mine on the chat.
Oh, you sent me? When? I could.
So
I did
I'm
not
just
receive
sending
it.
it.
This is the one? Ria?
Yes, sir. This
Yeah,
is.
sure.
Sir, could you
Which
check
question?
my second question?
Second question. Oh,
Yeah.
second question is what?
I think it's the fifth one.
Which first one is it?
No, the fifth one, sir. In the
Fifth
first
one.
row.
This
Yeah.
one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So so the dog's perspective. All right. So this one, yeah, I think last time we have seen it. All right. How much time have you taken to create this?
So I think about 20 minutes because this was for
20
13
minutes, you
marks.
could have done so much.
Yes.
What took more time?
So I think I was like thinking of different ways to do it, and that I spent quite some time thinking and less time doing.
Okay, so you spend a lot of time on thinking, but you have sacrificed on the quality of your drawing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is definitely wow. Okay, it's amazing. Okay, but the drawing skill, perspective correctness, okay, foreground, background, okay, construction lines. I can see some construction lines, but it's not very neat. Presentation lines are could have been better. Depiction of hidden visible edges is not required in this, so it's not appropriate. Appropriateness of the sketch is appropriate. Neatness and clarity. Creative ability is like, I think it's fantastic. Relevant elements and objects. Okay, let me just see. Have you forgot to draw the flooring, right?
Yes, I didn't mark it with the pen, so it kind of got really in the picture. It's a little not clear.
Okay, so the perspective, there is an issue with the perspective. This is wrong. Can any of you find out what is wrong with this sketch?
So the line of the compartment and the line of the wall are continuous.
Yeah, it doesn't happen, isn't it? So this is a mistake, isn't it? Even here, this is a mistake. Okay. All right, so let us see. So it's a 9 out of 13. Okay, had you worked on your perspective correctness and the drawing skill, so you're just, this looks like a doodle. Okay, they're not asking for a doodle, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So it has to be drawn in a very neat fashion.
Yes, sir.
All right, now let us look at somebody else's. Okay. Oh, who is Hansini? Guys, I would want all of you to go to Hansini's work and rate it. She requires help, guys, from all of you. Please help her. Okay, so tell me, what is wrong with this sketch? Can anybody find out what is wrong with this sketch? It is in 1 point perspective, so it's okay. It is in 1 point perspective. Doesn't mean that it should not be in 1 point perspective. Maybe the dog eye view, okay, it is looking like that, so it is 1 point perspective. It's not problem with the perspective. The construction lines haven't been erased. You don't have to erase the construction lines. The left side of the kitchen is too long. The left side is too long because it is closer. The dog is closer to the left side. It is looking too long. Okay, one obvious thing that I see here is this: the door is too wide. Now I'm looking directly into the wall along with the door and this part of the cabinet. Now, if you see here, okay, so compare this distance and this distance, right? So the door is like, let us say, 1/3, no, not 1/3, but 2/3 of this space. The door width is 2/3 of this space visually. So what is happening here? The door is in fact bigger than this particular cabinet, right? So the size of the door is wrong. All right. Okay. And please help Hansini's sketches. Can you comment what is wrong with the sketch?
So the eye level is too high.
Eye level is too high. That is a first mistake. It's not in perspective. Even if the eye level is too high, it's not in perspective. All right. So Hansini, you need to focus on your basics. All right. Okay, fine. So who wants to go next?
So could you check mine?
Who is that?
So this is Nikita. I've sent you the email in the chat.
All right, Nikita. How, in what chat? In Zoom chat?
Yes, sir.
All right, got it. Got it, got it. Okay, fine. So, which question?
Sir, I wanted for question 4, the same as Chaitanya's question.
Oh, shall we look at a different question because it has already been worked on.
Okay, sir. So then the first one, the tennis racket one.
We'll check the first one. I think the second one is very pretty. Okay, so let us check the first one. Okay, racket one. Now, tennis racket conceptualize 5 ways in which the tennis racket can be reused creatively other than the actual use. Describe in brief and draw your ideas in 4 frames. Okay. Can be used to dust, drying, or old mattresses by repeated hits. Can be used to see filter batters or hung curds. Can be used to make large size bundis for okay. Can be used as a lower back support by tying around the waist. Interesting. Can be used as creeper support by fixing. Okay, creeper support. All right, it's good. All right, so I would give wow factor relevance to the question, of course. Uniqueness. I would probably, okay, so I'm sure this will be given by most of the students as a probable answer. This one, the first one. Okay, and
Yes.
something again hitting would be again most common. I think this is very interesting, and this is I don't think it's a pretty brilliant idea, but it's okay. So in terms of the ideas, 1 and 2 are pretty strong. Okay, so innovative solutions, clarity of idea. Yes, clarity of idea is good. Illustration quality is good. Composition is not relevant. Typeface quality is okay. I would prefer if you just write them in caps. Of course, it is readable, but if you can just try to write them in all caps, that is good. Humor, you made me laugh. Neatness is it's neat, clean. Written explanation is also understandable. So, okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
this is Tavishi. I just joined. I checked the message pretty late. I was studying.
Sure. No problem. No problem. Continue. Okay. We're also streaming it live, so if you want to see anything, you can
Okay,
go
sir.
back and see that as well. Okay.
So I need to focus on more unique ideations, right?
Unique ideations, yes.
All right.
Okay. So let us look at Ananya's because I find it to be interesting. Learn how to knit. Interesting. Support for creeper and plants. I told you, right? It's very most common. Wacky special airflow fan. All right, interesting. That's good. Swing for kids. Okay, she's using 2 of them. Okay, sporty, which is transport. All right, interesting. Okay, so good stuff. Okay. So, wow factor, relevance to the question, of course, uniqueness, is there, innovative solutions, okay, clarity of ideas, yes, illustration quality, composition, is not required, typeface quality. See, she has written all caps and it's very easy to read, right? Okay, so it's good. I would suggest her to make it more formalized. If she has time, she could manage. Okay, humor is there. Neatness is all right. I don't know why she has drawn these pencil borders and etc. like a freehand stuff. She could have done a better job there. All right. So better than what she has given for herself. Okay. Next. Who wants to go next?
So I just had a small doubt.
Yes.
So for questions like this, when they ask alternative uses, should we focus on practicality or should it be like all out creative?
Creative and practicality, both.
So
Actually, both
you can
creative
see
and
mine. We can do mine next.
all right. Who is this?
Tavishi.
Tavishi.
Umesh sir, I had a follow-up question on Nikita's
Yes, yeah.
question. So she asked whether the practicality is more important or the creativity. Something like what Ananya had done with the sporty witch transportation, that would probably not be something that's very practical, right? It's more of a creative solution. So is
Yeah,
that something that counts? Because she's given a few practical solutions and a few like very creative ones. So is that the approach, or does all of it have to be practical and creative at the same time?
No, I mean, it could be a mix of them. Okay, see, because the witch thing is more of a humor.
Yes.
Right? It's definitely it's not practical. There are no witches and they're not gonna roam on sticks and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is it's like it's a pun, right? It's a pun. Okay. So it's fine. So see it. So you cannot say that okay. I would want to use this racket for as a stove. Okay, as a burner.
Yes.
Okay, that's little irrelevant, not practical, and not also humorous, right? Okay, so it has to make certain sense, whatever you're answering in that. Okay.
So as long as it's relevant, it's fine if it's not possible in like reality, but it's just a very creative solution, but it just seems relevant for the object.
See, for example, you know this, what do you call this? Horse stick, right? So I don't know what it's called for the name. It's basically a stick which is shaped in a horse, right? And kids use that to basically imitate riding a horse.
Yeah.
Right? So here also it is like a prop. It is being used as a prop.
Yes.
Yeah, so that way it makes sense.
Sir, in such questions, are we allowed to like break the object apart?
Sorry, break the object apart. Okay, so unless you are running out of ideas, okay, unless the question gives you a freedom, I would not recommend to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, one more doubt.
Yeah.
So can we multiply the number of objects that is given?
Very good. So that's what I was coming up to.
Yeah.
Unless you are running out of ideas and there is no other option for you to multiply the objects or scale up or scale down the object.
Okay.
If sometimes the question gives you the freedom, it will say you can use the object any number of times.
Okay.
Then you can go ahead and do it. All right?
Yes. Yeah.
So sometimes I specifically ask, okay, imagine that this object is scaled up by 100 times. So then you imagine how creatively you can use.
Okay.
Here it is a direct question. Okay. So, but let us say you have 4 ideas and so they're asking for 4 films. Okay. Let's say you have 2 ideas and you do not know what to do with the other 2 ideas. Then the objective is to finish the question, right? So then you come up with some other ideas, like you may want to break it apart, or you may want to scale it up, scale it down, or change the material. Okay, and then you come up with different ideas and all. Right?
Okay.
First step is to answer what they have given directly. If you're running out of ideas, then you can go create more and change the materials and sizes and multiply and all.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so okay, so somebody said they wanted to go.
So me, Savishi.
Could you please share your email ID?
So TAVI.
All right, hold on. TAVI. This one?
No, so not no. MUKH.
MUKH.
So M.
MUKH.
No, so M. Yes, MUK. That's me.
I'm sorry. MUKH, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, which question you want me to?
So are we going question wise or
Question wise? One question per student. Yeah. So we have not reviewed this question so far. So that is you are sitting in front of your dressing table. Draw whatever you see in the mirror on a A4 sheet. How many marks? 10 marks. You are sitting in front of a dressing table. See what you see. All right. So you are sitting in front of your dressing table. So I'm assuming this is the girl you are?
No, sir. I wanted to do something a little different. So the girl is the one sitting, and I do like the most conventional horror story.
No. That's not the question. What they have asked. Imagine you are this girl.
Yes, sir.
and draw what you see. You have drawn the girl also. So this is not correct.
Oh, got it, sir. I got why I'm wrong. I have to draw only the mirror's view.
Yeah. So is there a relevance?
So can I get another question evaluated then? I'll work on this one again.
Yeah, so what happens is, because it's not appropriateness of the sketch is incorrect, right? So all the other stuff will not be valid.
Got it, sir.
So basically, it's basically this, right? So what I suggest is, let us look into somebody's work who has done it nice, right? How come I don't see Nikita's work here? Nikita's work is not here.
Sir, I'd uploaded it. I don't know why it's not showing.
Yeah, I don't know why it is not showing. But I think she has done a good job. So I think let us go to her work. Nikita, you got to tell me your email ID, please. Okay, got it. All right, so she is Nikita. She is in front of the mirror and she can actually see all of this, which is the mirror and whatever accessories are there on the mirror. Okay, and she can also see somebody who is helping her to dress up her hair, right? So I think this is pretty cool. And this is for how many marks? 10 minutes or 20 minutes she has taken. How much time have you taken?
Sir, actually, I took more time for the other questions. So this was just last 10 minutes or 12 minutes or less. So I just hurriedly did whatever came to my mind.
All right. So you could have spent a bit more time on this. Right? Okay. So time management is absolutely required. So this is a good example of what you all see. So Tavishi, is that cool? You understood now?
Got it, sir.
All right. Okay. So whom shall we go next with? Nobody else?
Sir, can we ask for master's one?
All right. I think there are one or two questions that are left. So let us okay.
So TAVIM.
TAVIM. So which other question you want me to check?
So I joined late, so I'm not sure which question is left.
All right. Okay.
So I think it's a second work. It's the
second work, is it?
Yeah.
All right. Draw 4 different tools used by a tailor. Is this the question for the mock test?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 4 different tools used by a tailor on an A4 sheet. 4 different tools used by a tailor. All right. Okay, I think the mannequin is not in a proportion, isn't it? The mannequin is not in proportion.
So to the rest of the objects?
Hmm.
So I did that on purpose. I didn't want the objects to look very like separated from each other. I wanted it to look like one unit. So I did them in different.
Have you checked that the evaluation criteria? What did they mention?
Correct proportions.
So proportions have gone wrong, isn't it? So proportions and the forms. Shade, shadow, and textures. Perspective correctness. Detailing. Neatness. Composition. Composition is good. Okay, so you understood where you're losing, right?
Yes, so I have to check the evaluation criteria and then do the question.
Absolutely.
So the first question is also left, sir.
First question is pending.
Yes, sir.
All right, so somebody has sent me their email ID. So let me just look into that first. Shruti. What is the first question?
Sir, it's to your right on the top first row.
To the right, this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's check. Oh, story. Draw the following story sequentially in 3 frames on a A4 sheet and give a suitable title to the story. Use only pencil, do not use color. Okay, good story. Good. Okay, so wow factor, neatness and clarity would be better. Relevant elements of the objects are there. Creative ability is pretty good. Story title, Golden Luck. So the golden touch is no blessing, and you're saying golden luck. Okay, aesthetic sensitivity is good. Alignments of frames, of course, it is all good. Coloring skill, they said not to color, so this is not relevant. So I'm giving you full marks for this one, right? I don't know why they're appropriateness of sketch is also good. Okay. So I think overall a good job you have done. Okay. So you can probably improve the quality of illustration. Okay. But
Okay,
it's good. So I would like to take one sketch think this is interesting. So who did this? Veda Arvind. All right. Veda, I would request you to probably start writing in caps if you can. Okay.
Yes. So I did color, which is not.
Yeah, which is not. They said not to color. Yeah. Interesting. So coloring, no coloring. So that's the task. So that is where you are missing out.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All questions answered, reviewed. 6 questions reviewed, right? Okay. Any questions so far for the UG attempt? Okay, let me finish my meeting. Okay? Oh, we'll talk to you later. Okay. So fourth question. All right. So Kirtana. So let us. Okay, you don't have much time left. So we already reviewed question number 4. Okay. So first, let us focus on the PG students. Once that is done, we'll come back to the. We'll come back to yours. All right, Kirtana. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So PG students, now your turn. Who would like to share their work? Or they share their email ID, PG students, so that I can review your work. All right, Sita. So which one do you want me to review?
The business one. Describe the business, the first one.
The first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, I can't read anything.
Sir, actually, I had questions regarding this because I didn't expect this and I didn't practice such questions. One of the questions is like, are we supposed to write more or like sketch? How are we supposed to attempt this? Because I wanted it, maybe an example of an answer or something. I saw 2 more people attempted, but I didn't really get like, what am I supposed to do in this?
Okay. All right. So let us quickly have a look in terms of how they attempted it. So this at least makes some sense. As you see, it is not legible.
The revision one is legible, sir. They uploaded it twice.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We couldn't upload multiple pages, so that's why I think
As
mine
a revision, you can upload. You can review.
Oh,
so you can upload as a revision, multiple revisions. Up to 5, I think it will allow.
Yeah, I'll do that. Like how are so one of the questions is like, do we have to write this positively because it asks business potential? So should we say like it's positive in a positive direction, or can we say that no, the potential is quite risky, like quite low, and it's a risky thing to do?
You have to give your honest review.
Okay.
If you feel that there is no potential for this, it is risky, you have to mention that.
Because I really tried hard to be positive on this.
Oh, really?
So, Yeah, because I was a bit pessimistic about this, and then like I asked like one of my commerce friend to help me, like how do you write these, because I thought they would be doing case studies, and I think she kind of gave me a 1 hour lecture of how everything is just terrible, this won't work.
Everything is terrible.
Like, yeah, because of she was talking about the trust issues for the below poverty line people, and how mutual funds, and she kind of sent me a case study of a corporate company, Sahara company, that did something like this, and they have a lawsuit right now. So that's why she was like, oh, this is a question, like maybe they are asking you to be more aware of what's happening and all. Because SEBI had some rules and regulations regarding this, which I was not aware of, but yeah.
No, so, all right, anyway, so you don't have to see, you got to think from the customer point of view. Is it adding value to him or her, and would they be using this product or not? If they are using the product, then what is the potential of this? How many people will use it? How much money can be pulled in by this method?
Okay, like so do we have to be like realistic about like, will they trust this type of scheme, like because it's a corporate company, or should we be like in case they trust, this is the advantage?
Yeah, so you have to basically do a proper X-ray of the situation with all the positives and negatives laid out.
Okay.
And then you can say that, okay, because of these reasons, the business potential of this product is positive or negative or whatever.
Okay,
so basically,
so
how
are
do
there
you
subtopics? Like, are there any subsections that I can talk about? Like, if they're asking business potential, do I write like advantages, disadvantages, something like that, or because I think Aman did like he wrote about a process. He wrote about like, this is how we can do that. Like he wrote the factors, and then he wrote like a strategy for it. So that's why I was very confused by how to approach the question.
Okay. So giving a strategy and all is all great, but first and foremost thing is you should be thinking from the stakeholders' point of view. Now, here the stakeholder, one of the main stakeholders is a below poverty line person. All right. So, what would be his thought process?
Okay.
Okay. Now, how much money would he be able to save on a monthly basis? Okay. And since this is a mutual fund, there is no need that they have to basically compulsorily keep on adding money to that thing. All right. Okay. It's because there are different kinds of
monthly savings mean that they have to give some amount monthly?
It is a monthly savings scheme, so it also depends on how you are interpreting. So you can also define what this monthly savings schemes mean. So there are two options, right? Number one is compulsorily they need to add or basically save X amount of money per month, or they could, whichever month they are able to save, that month they will save it.
Okay.
Okay. So there are two ways this product can be. All right. And then you can review and look into the thought process of the stakeholder, the end customer, what his issues will be, what his problems or requirements would be.
Okay.
Okay. You can also think about what other schemes they might be enrolled in.
So when we're talking about potential, we are talking about the economic side of it, or the or what are we exactly talking about?
Of course, finally, the economics part of it and the applicability of scale. Okay, how many people are there, right? So who can invest in this monthly savings scheme? Okay, and if they are putting in their money, whatever, let us say, how much pool can the company probably make, and at what interest they can earn, and what interest they can offer it to the people below the poverty line, the customers. All right. So overall, how much money can be made? What value can be created for the company? Okay. You can also think about the risks that are involved in it.
Okay, so but we have to conclude on the business potential being positive or negative, right?
Yeah, it may not be positive, it can be negative, or it could be undecided, or it depends on how you are.
Okay, we can just leave it after like saying these are the advantages, these are the weaknesses, and then just say that after more research, can we actually figure it out?
Yeah. So we need more data to probably conclude our research work, whatever. You can also manipulate that. And whatever you're drawing, if you can use some icons and some kind of pictograms and etc. to showcase those ideas with the limited amount of text, that would be great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, some flow charts like this and etc. It has to be visual, then it will be interesting and useful. Okay. Please do not write so much of information, because nobody is going to read them.
Yeah.
Like this, it is very difficult to read, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, I had one more question because I attempted for the communication design. Is that should like we were supposed?
One second, sorry to interrupt. I just gave the same paper, so I just finished it.
Divya, right?
Yeah. So actually, I will be giving exam for retail design, and last year it was we had papers for each and every stream, right? So will it be like giving a paper for interdisciplinary course this time, or is it still stream specific? So like last year.
See, they have been experimenting in multiple ways. Okay.
Yeah.
And especially in the last few years, they have not repeated the pattern, the same pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, especially for PG students, they did not repeat. In fact, at one point, they had specific discipline-specific questions.
Yeah.
Paper, and then suddenly they made it a common paper for everybody.
Oh, okay.
It's a common paper, and everybody was shocked to see that.
Okay.
And the paper were also having very simple questions and etc. So they were thinking, okay, was there a mistake or something like that? But there is a paper. And then they had reversed back to these discipline specific. Okay, so it is highly, highly unpredictable what kind to expect. So you will see different types of question papers and patterns and etc.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yes, Sita. Shall we go to the next question then?
Yes, sir. The second one. Yeah, the second one. Yeah, so I had a question regarding this, that should the poster cover all of like the perils of, let's say, for this question, artificial intelligence, and showcase that, or showing something like this, like because it's a campaign, showing something just like focusing on just one thing is okay, because this is the main.
You can also, you can also do this. Okay, this is also a good approach.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think you can improve on your presentation.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. This is quite interesting. Okay. So Yeah, quality of creative ideas, scale and what is answer the question. This is not relevant. Scale and proportion. Attention to details. Okay, clarity of message. I think message is good and clear. Taking away the human, and it is like it's like restricting a person, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
basically
pretty
like
cool.
minus the human. I just made that void.
Yeah. So this is also all right. These are, but presentation neatness of the sketch, I think this is where you can tremendously improve.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maybe you wanted this kind of an effect, but it doesn't look like
No,
that's an
my
effect.
sketch literally dried out. So I didn't have anything. So I was just rushing
Right.
and I was like, okay, let's complete.
Right.
I'll
But I
have to
think
buy
it's a pretty strong, pretty strong poster. It's good. I like that.
Thank
You have to
you.
work on your quality of.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. How did the others attempt this question? This bright, it's very nice as well. Who made this? Mushin. Muhsin. It's very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also his human figure drawing, the people drawing is pretty cool. The robot, and I like the way he has also used a style for the text. And there's also AGI.
AGI, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty neatly done. Neatly done. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, Divya, you did not attempt this?
Sir, I gave exam for product design and retail.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, Sita?
Yes, sir. I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else would like to get their sketches evaluated?
Yeah, I have shared my mail ID.
Yeah, please share the. Yeah.
Sir, can you just click on the fifth one? The last one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.
Yeah. So for this, I had a question like, because I think I tried to make something else, so I used pretty long sentences. Should it be like more simple?
It has to be simple. 3 lines means 3 lines. One should see only 1, 2, and 3. 3 lines.
Oh, okay. I thought like it should be like more descriptive and all. Okay, got it.
It's very simple. It's a 3-line funny story.
Should we add sketches, sir? I had that doubt.
Not required. Not required. They said a 3-line funny story. Simple. Very simple.
Okay, this does not require sketches or storyboards.
So, I mean, read the question. What is the question saying?
Yeah, 3-line funny story, because I asked and you said like make it both visual and lines. So you said
want to.
both. Okay.
If you want to.
Okay,
Not
otherwise
necessary.
just writing lines would be enough.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sir.
So the problem is, see, you're writing so much text, you're not utilizing the space for the actual stuff. And can't read them as well. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So did you, okay, Divya, got it.
So the second one.
White goods only. Choose any existing product or create a new product that would make use of artificial intelligence to enhance everyday life. Electric water heater with sensors. So what does it do? Not able to read the stuff.
Sorry, so actually it senses the temperature of the room as well as the human, and it boils the water to the exact kind of a perfect what do you call it, like temperature, so that yeah.
So it is based on the room
Room
moisture
and the
and
humans,
temperature.
yeah, and the human's body temperature, and it heats up the water exactly to that.
But what if somebody prefers hot water?
Okay. Maybe I can add some presets to that as well. I didn't think about it that way, but then yeah.
So we need to have some presets. So somebody presets that into that thing. And I don't know if a person is setting his or her personal level of, let's say I want water to be like 39 degrees centigrade.
Mm-hmm.
Irrespective of the climate, he would prefer the 39 degrees centigrade, right?
Yeah, I guess. No, but if it's colder or if it's like
if it is colder also, he would want 39 degrees centigrade. He would not want 75 degrees, 100 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Because it is colder.
Yeah.
He would still want 39 degrees. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, so for answering these kind of questions, how much time have you spent on this?
Around 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Only 20 minutes?
Yes, sir. Like I just thought, I just went through the questions and then I started the MCQ part.
Okay, so how much time is given to you for the paper 2, the drawing part? How much time was given to you?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. So out of the 3 questions, this is the question that has the highest marks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So how much time you should be spending on this question?
Probably the most.
At least 1 hour 15 minutes.
Okay.
You spend 20 minutes. So let us say in that 1 hour 15 minutes, you spend 15 minutes to come up with at least 3-4 different ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And then you evaluate on some parameters,
okay.
Whether it is practical, it is necessary, is it worthwhile, etc. And then based on those parameters, you choose the one that has more potential and then you take it forward.
Okay. Okay.
I think you thought about the idea and then you got one idea and then you implemented it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that little exploration was not done. It is important that you do the exploration.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So,
sir, I had a question regarding this. Do we have allotted times like for the different sections? Because we would get like, let's say 2 hours if we're taking like 2 streams, right? So I wanted to ask like, do we get, is it allotted like in C?
Yes.
No. Is it, do we all get the entire question paper at once? or do we get like 1 hour, 1 hour like that time slot?
I think once you finish one, then they'll give the second one.
Oh, okay. And for this thing also, the written part, they have the fixed timing.
I think the written part is the same, irrespective of the discipline.
Yeah. I mean, like, if it's like for 30 minutes, we have to wait, like, and we finished, let's say, in 15 minutes. Do we have to like wait another 15 minutes to get the sketching question paper, like in seed, or would can we continue towards sketching? Use that time.
All right. So let us do one thing. Let us actually find out from a student who has given last year paper.
Yes.
Okay. And let us see how they have managed it for them. All right.
So actually last year what they did was after finishing the part A, they made us wait and then they gave the next set of papers, like the sketching.
Next set of paper. So
okay.
Even if you save time, it's not going to help you.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
And I gave 2 papers last time as well. So we were given extra time for the first paper, and then we didn't have time to finish the second one. Even that might happen in the centers.
Oh.
That's crazy. See, this examination, conducting of this examination is different in each of the different centers, because the people are interpreting it in a different way. They don't have clear instructions. Even they got clear instructions, they're interpreting it in their own way. So I don't know how it's going to work. All right. Okay. So uniqueness. Let us see what others have worked on. Okay. Quality of creative ideas, so presentation and neatness of sketch, understanding of the context. I think this is where you can improve. This is where you can improve. All right.
Yes, sir.
Appropriateness of materials used, yes, appropriate. Quality of sketch is all right. Attention to details is that is where again you in terms of the product features, you are not thought about them. Usability issues also, you're not thought about them. Problem solving is all right. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So, okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Fine. Anybody else would like to share their email ID to check their work? Okay, nobody coming forward. So
for sketching parts, what would be the appropriate color mediums to use?
It has to be always pencil or dry pastels.
Okay.
Okay, because otherwise get smudged and all of that, right?
Yeah, it bleeds through and all. That's what I.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, one more. Two questions only?
No, I have I've attended 3 and 3. Yes.
3 questions, right? All right, okay, fine.
Yes.
You could have actually rotated it and given it in the correct
way,
because I have to turn my head now.
I couldn't, I wasn't able to upload in the first time. So.
Okay. I think pretty well done. So it's nicely done. Yeah. So, okay, 3D composition, shades and shadows, textures, drawing skill, perspective correctness, neatness and clarity, appropriateness of sketch, relevant elements and objects, creativity. Okay, so I think you did pretty well in this question. Okay. So this we have seen. I think it's also pretty nice. Uniqueness, of course, unique. Quality of creative ideas, scale and proportion is also pretty good. Attention to details. Okay. Clarity of message. All right. So this is little ambiguous. Okay, when you're saying, and we already know what's smarter. So I don't know what is smarter. So you're making it ambiguous, right?
Yeah.
Clarity of message, literary clarity. Okay, composition is pretty good. Okay, it's a good presentation. It's good. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I had doubt on this one, so I just didn't know actually what to do. I mean, the story in just 3 lines, so I had to extend it a little bit.
I did not understand. So began distributing the sweets and immediately caught the thief. Since the king tricked the thief that the sweet was made of cow dung. So how did he find the thief?
Actually, the sweet, there was the recipe also there. So the king, so the thief actually know that it is made up of cow dung, so he refused to take it.
Okay, it's a little intellectual story. Intellectual, funny story. Okay, so this seems very simple, but it's a very difficult task. You know, trying to tell a funny story within 3 lines.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's like possible for the story, but making it funny was the
funny is the thing.
Yeah, that's the trick.
Okay, so anybody going next? No? All right. So Kirtana wanted, Kirtana. So let me check. Kirtana, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
All right, Kirtana. Okay. Which one, Kirtana?
It's the third one from the top, the middle one, yes.
Okay. Transportation, hospitals, classrooms.
I put the description in the description and describe the 3 things what I've done in the description.
Hospital. Yeah. So this is a possible scenario where all the nurses are replaced, nurses and doctors are replaced by. Okay. By this. Okay. World School Day. We are seeing a lot of robots.
Yes, sir. So essentially my concept was that in the future robots would have taken over, and so I wanted to show like a world where robots are like the ruling species and how that would work.
I'm not sure in the next 60 years that is going to happen. But okay, anyway, this is your thought process. So it is okay. So my only question is, the robot that we are talking about may not look like these robots. You know about Sophia, right?
Yes, sir.
So any futuristic ones, futuristic robots, they probably may look like the human beings, I mean, closer to humanoids.
I mean, I can understand that, but wouldn't, by theory, like humanoid robots must take a lot more energy and time to build. So like maybe there could be like a simplified version of robots in the future where they don't have to look humanoid. I mean, right now we make the robots humanoid to make it seem more friendly to humans, but in a world without humans, they wouldn't have to replicate like what a human looks like, right? That was the mindset I was going with.
Okay. But what I'm feeling is they look all very retro.
Oh, okay, sir.
Right? Like from
Yeah.
1950s, 1940s vision of 2020.
Yes.
So it has to be more futuristic, right? If you are envisioning now. Okay, so that's the only comment, but I think they are pretty much valid. Okay, so now let us see. Wow factor, relevance to the question, of course, uniqueness, innovative solution, clarity of presentation of idea, product aesthetics is what can make it a bit more relevant to the future.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ideation, rendering, quality, written explanation is not there. So they ask you to give written explanation.
No, sir, it's down in the description. I've typed it all out.
Oh, you typed it down. Okay, fine. All right. Yeah. There, neatness is also all right. Okay. Yeah,
yes,
you
sir.
have self-rated very strictly, which is good. Please carry on doing that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. So, okay. So, shall we stop this session now? Anybody else? Nobody else is there? Nobody else? All right. Okay, then. So, I hope the session was helpful. All right. So, let us see tomorrow, 4 o'clock, we'll be having another mock test. So get ready. And this time, ensure that you are following the time limit and try to improve the quality of your presentations and quality of your ideas as well. Then you can actually see some improvement happening. All right.
Yes, sir. So one small thing. The link that you sent me last time about 40 case studies, some of the links are actually like the first 3 links that I got, like in the first page, the second page also have the same links, even though I think they should have different ones.
Oh, is it?
So,
Okay, I'll get
yes,
it checked. I'll get them checked. Okay. Sure. I'll get them checked.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.